Hey everybody, it's Jochen and I'm back with the Hellsen versus Haydn campaign. This is scenario 2. I'm playing in Japan, he's playing the Allies. It's January 9th, 1942. Okay, we grabbed the base north of Timor for free, just due to proximity. We're really turning and burning on these turns right now, right? We just got one done last night and I'm doing another one today. So good job, Hellsen. Last turn was really good for us. I'm hoping for a repeat of that, but you never know with him. He's got a whole giant book of dirty tricks that he can use on us at any moment. Okay, so these are my troops landing at the last dot base on New Guinea. Once we take this, there's nowhere for him where he can go. Okay, so far so good. We got through the night phase without any issues here. Okay, awesome. So it doesn't look like we're going to have to deal with any kind of sub attacks or surface raids today at all. We got through that. Well, let me rephrase. There's still a chance that we can get hit by a sub before the end of this turn, but it won't be much. So let's hope for good weather. I've got Kido Butai operating off of Australia, hoping for one more good day's raid before we kind of start thinking about leaving the area. Let's see what we got canceled already. Already a bunch of missions canceled. Dang it. Oh, man. A lot of canceled missions, guys. But I didn't see anything for Kido Butai canceled, so that's a good sign. Some missions are flying. Alright, so right now we're just sweeping, we're just sending our fighters out and sweeping the targets that we're trying to hit today to make sure that we don't get cap-trapped by any of his fighters trying to cover these units. And so far, the sweeps are going out before the bombing raids, which is exactly what I want to happen. Let's see this. I want these sweeps. Alright, so now I just swept over Lashio just to see if he had any fighters up in cap, and he doesn't. So I have no idea where those fighters are at. Alright, we got a raid off, guys. We are hitting Sydney with clear skies. Nice! Let's do it. Okay, we are taking some flak damage on this one, though, so... Flak seems a bit heavier than what I anticipated. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay. I think that's really good. So let's take a look at this. We targeted heavy industry at Sydney. Flak was an issue. We were definitely taking some damage from flak. We may have some ops losses from that. But we got a lot of hits on there. That's going to give us some strat points that we really need right now. So good job on that. Okay, I'm hitting this target here because I'm trying to open the road back up to Sion. So this is ×3 terrain. I need to soften it up. Alright, it's just a piece of a Chinese core. Look at that. 77th Chinese core C. So this unit's nothing. We should have no issue blowing through this. Yeah, we're gonna annihilate that thing. Man, kinda wish I'd gone all in on Sydney now that I know that the weather's good. Okay, second raid, Newcastle. Thunderstorms, not so great. So we're not gonna have great accuracy here today. I'd say that's okay. So let's take a look at this. We came in at 10,000 feet again because I know that there's probably flak at Newcastle. There's a unit there, and I assume it's a flak unit, from what I recall playing the Allies before. We had bad weather, but the Kates still managed to hit something. So We may not get a huge amount of points today from these strat bombing raids, but we're going to get something, and that's all I could hope for, really. Alright, bombing continues on this little fragment. It's doing good. Alright, so we just hit Clark Field, and my whole theory about, if you watch my last video about airbase supply moving out, I think Desert Wolf was able to educate me, and he was just saying that the reason I was probably not getting supply hits is because this is ×3 terrain with at least size 3 forts. That's what I estimate. So we're just having a harder time getting through to it. But we are hitting it, so I'm just going to keep hitting both bases. Okay, now we're hitting Baton. Got airbase supply hit. Now these are the ones that I value the most. Wow. Severe storms really affected our bombing accuracy. We hit nothing there. Got some good hits on Luchao and supply hits. That's what I love the most. Good stuff. Man, basically everything on Luzon is flying today. That's great. Ah! B-17's hitting Prom. What are they targeting here? What did they actually hit? Oh! Okay, check it out, guys. So his B-17s attacked us. If we draw a line here, we can see it's basically coming out of Calcutta. The little asterisk here indicates that they're operating at extended range. He attacked the 14th Tank Regiment at Prom. It did no damage to it, but what it will do is slow it down. But hey, I'd rather him attack there than Rangoon right now. I don't want Rangoon touched. So the heavy rain is actually helping us for a change. Ooh, that one did a lot better. All right, you see that? Disabled quite a bit of vehicles here. Alright, so B-17s are definitely operating out of India without question now. I mean, we knew that before, but he's going to continue to use them now. Which is why we should not take Magway in Burma with all the oil there, because he'll just destroy it. Okay, PM phase of the air campaign today. Okay, a little raid over Malay just to kind of spice it up. Supply hits are always what I would like to see, because we need to bleed that unit dry. More supply hits, that's what I want. Ah, okay. So we have what looks to be a Dornier raid on. Let's hopefully they miss, because these guys are usually pretty accurate. Alright. These are Dutch seaplanes. Yeah, they hit one of my APDs. Dang it. That's unfortunate. Yep, there's more coming in. Dang it. These are coming out of Surabaya. Man, we're going to lose a lot here. Dang it. I hate these stupid things, man. They're so accurate. Alright, we gotta get those ships out of here now. We gotta go. This is no good. No good, guys. We have a lot of troops on these ships. We can't be doing that. That's not good. Ooh. S-36 over here near Victoria Point. Get some sub-chasers dealing with that. It's a little concerning having subs through here, though. I guess I should have expected it. S-36. I know I've seen that one before. That thing was over here near Saigon a few weeks ago. Alright, so S-36 sighted here near Victoria Point. Our sub-chasers do pin it down, though. Alright, here we go, guys. We are landing at Sabang. This is the very tip of Sumatra. We were able to get these guys in here. And we got troops coming ashore. Kind of a lot of casualties unloading there. Is what it is. Okay, this is us bombarding him. Just to kind of get a look and see what he's got here. Still have 1,200 AV sitting in this hex. And then this is me bombarding here just to kind of see what he's got. And it actually looks, unfortunately, a bit stronger than I thought it would be. That's still quite a bit of troops there. Alright, here we go. Deliberate attack of Malay. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I would love it to go well, but he's got good terrain and a lot of troops here. Let's see what happens. Oh, God. Yeah, that was not good. Not good. Yikes. Terrain. Preparation morale's low, but no indication of low supply, so that did not go well at all. And that didn't go well either. Dang it. Yeah, that didn't go well at all. I was expecting a lot more there. Yeah. Then the daily attack at Kolaka. Still not doing much to that unit. And this is us attacking a Salamawa. I'm hoping that we can drive these guys up into here. Yes! And they just outright surrender. That's great. Alright, so we attacked here at Salamawa, and the last place for us to go was up in here. So now we have a long walk. Okay, our cavalry division is attacking here. Whoa! Kendari garrison. Allied units wiped out. Oh, nice! Allied units wiped out of a ball through attrition, and Kendari wiped out through attrition. Oh, that's awesome. We'll talk more about that and what that means, but that's a big deal for me. That's good. I'll take that. Still dealing with garrison issues at Dili on Timor. Okay. Let's analyze, I guess. Okay, so we got another strike in today, but this one did not go quite as well as yesterday. If we look at the aircraft losses, 7 today for us, 3 for the Allies. We lost 4 vowels in that attack. The anti-aircraft was a bit more stiff around Sydney than we've experienced before. 2 zeros were also lost in that raid. So 6 aircraft lost from Kido Butai alone. We also lost Sally. He lost a PBY-4, a Hudson 3 long range, and a Lodestar. Of those 7 aircraft, unfortunately there was 4 KIA pilots out of that, which kind of stinks. What can I do about it? Take a quick look at wounded pilots, see how they're coming along. Okay, looks like we have a few more on the list. So Nabara, we'll send a reserve. Suzuki and Tsukamoto. And if we look here, it does appear that that guy's not coming back and that guy's not coming back. So we'll just get rid of them. Alright, looking at army loss points for this turn. The Allies lost about 30 more. And we lost 3. Undoubtedly, probably on the ships that got attacked by those Dorniers. Ship sunk last turn. Nothing yet, but we'll see how that goes. For the turn, on strat points, we gained another 216. So not quite as good as yesterday, but definitely not terrible. We're at 2,700 strat points. My goal with this whole operation was about 3,000, so we're getting actually close there. If we have 1 or 2 more good strikes, we'll hit the goal. And then I think we've met our objective with having KB down here tearing crap up. Can't complain about that, right? It's pretty good. 2,700 extra points that we would not have had before. All right. For the turn, we gained 292 additional points, bringing our win ratio up to 2.008. So we're at 2-1 right now. Okay, let's take a look at Combat Reporter. We did have a sub-engagement over here. This S-36, I swear, would have been operating over near Cam Bay previously. He's come all the way around to come up this way, and now he's heading towards Rangoon, presumably, to blockade that. But I just happen to have some sub-chasers on the way up there to deal with that very issue, and they put some depth charges on him. Didn't stop him, but now we know where he's at, and we can navigate around it. On the ground, it was not a great day everywhere. At Salamawa, we did destroy 1 unit, which is good, with no losses. So now we can move up to WoW and be done with that whole operation here in about 2 to 3 weeks. Pucheng. So what I found out here is he's got quite a bit more troops here than I thought he did, that are still solvent. 411. And I'm going to show you here in a little bit that this is actually going to be a huge problem for me here pretty soon. We captured Mergi. Malay was a complete and utter disaster. I thought we'd do better than that, and we didn't. We'll talk about that as well, because I have a new plan here for this, because this is not working. Okay. Kolaka. This was good. Kolaka wiped out. This is really awesome. So we don't have to worry about the Dutch units on Kandari anymore. They are history. Right here, Kolaka. So now that frees up that engineer regiment to go do something else more useful. So I'm pretty happy about that. Can't complain about that at all. Also, we see here that allied units are wiped out at Rabal by attrition. So what I believe that to be is one of these units here got into Rabal and just straight up died because they were out of supply and there was nothing left of them. And this other unit is going to be in Rabal, and hopefully the same thing happens to it. And then after that, there'll be no more organized resistance on New Britain, and we don't need to leave a lot behind here. Let's see. Ground combat here near Nanyang did not go well for me either in China. We'll talk about that in a minute. And what was this? A bombardment attack near Aichang. Just lets us know what he's got here and what he's got in the hex. And that's right here. 1200 AV sitting here doing nothing useful. Okay. Air attacks. We'll take a look primarily at the two that matter the most. This was our Newcastle attack with the Kates. They're flying at 10,000 feet, so above, you know, Beaufort's range and stuff, assuming he has flak there. And we got 33 hits on the resources, which is good. The Sydney attack was a lot harder for us. We had to drop down low to drop the bombs, right? So we came in at 1, 2 to 3,000 feet, which is definitely within range of the heavy or medium and light anti-aircraft guns that the units may have at Sydney. And that's where we lost our 4 valves as a result of that. Take a look at this. We did have, where's it at? The 14th Tank Regiment, which is over in Prome. Where's Prome? Right here. He hit this place with B-17s, and that wasn't great. We took a lot of disablements, very little actual losses. Actually, I don't know that we really took much of anything. So very few losses, but a lot of disablements, and it knocked us out of move mode. So we're back to that. He's going to keep hitting this unit, I think, and we're going to have to deal with B-17s attacking our troops as we continue moving up this road until I can give them better air cover, which I cannot do right now. So it's just something we're just going to have to deal with for the time being. All right, so remember yesterday I was talking about airbase supply hits and Clark. Whatever I said, don't even listen to it, because we did manage to hit some airbase supply at Clark, despite what I thought. Baton, we got some there too. All right. So my air attacks on this unit in their Nanyang, I thought were going well, but they actually didn't. We were only targeting a small little fraction of his units, and he had another corps there that had more power in it, and that's why our attack didn't go well. Looking at Sigint, here's what we got. We got something at Jalgon, which is up here. Where is Jalgon? I don't even know where that's at, so it can't be that important, so whatever. Wellington, some activity there. Don't really know what is happening there. See, Oak Harbor, don't really care about that. There's some sort of transmissions happening on Timor, and that's gonna be this unit right here. Something's happening there. Maybe a move order or something. At Kodiak, don't really care about that. And Pearl, heavy volume of radio transmissions. Alright, so let's look at Pearl. And there we go. Heavy radio transmissions. So we see he's got ship support and a sizable amount of aircraft. But we kind of already knew that, so that's nothing new. lastly, we'll take a look at some of these op support stuff. Let's look at intel. So this is a little bit of a concern. Bombay expands the airfield size 6. So Bombay is here. So I know he's definitely building this place up. So he's probably got a ton of engineers here. And this is going to be a great power projection base for him if we were to go into India. He doesn't know where we're going, so he's just going to take precautions as if we were going into India. And this is one of the things he's doing. Wagga Wagga, I believe to be in over here. Where is Wagga Wagga? Wagga Wagga Wagga. I don't even know where that's at. It can't be that important. But here's something that's awesome. At Port Arthur, we finally got this base built up to size 8, and that was the goal. So what it's going to do is take my aviation support and double it. So I can either put more aircraft here or take aviation support out and send it somewhere else by next turn. It takes a turn to update. And I can take a lot of these engineers and move them to other bases to build those up too. So this is a big deal for me. I'm glad I got Port Arthur built up. All right. Japanese tab, we captured Salamaua on New Guinea and Mergui. On a pilot tab, you can see that we lost at least 3 pilots from Kido Butai this turn. And 2 zero pilots and 1 eval pilot so far. What else we got? Repairs. It looks like the I-171 that was previously damaged at Pearl Harbor area is repaired and back in service. And then if we look at the unknown tab, we can see that this is our 4th killed pilot this turn. This Val from the Zuikaku 2 is reported killed. So there we go. There's our 4 pilots accounted for this turn. All right, let's take a look at the situation. We'll start up here in Northern Pacific. Last turn we had an enemy cruiser task force somewhere in here. It's no longer spotted. I have no idea where it went. It could have gone back this way. It could be heading back this way. I have no idea. All right, let's take a look at Sakhalin. So I've been having some issues here. If you guys have been watching my campaign for a while, you remember a couple weeks ago, Hellsen did a major destroyer raid and destroyed all kinds of shipping all through here. And basically eradicated my entire Sakhalin resource hauling expedition. And I've decided that after talking to Desert Wolf, who splashed some cold water in my face and told me to wake up and get over it, I need to get these resources moving to Japan. They are required for my operations, so I can't let them just sit here. So what I'm going to do is I've went ahead and stood up 2 additional CS. Oh, let's do this. Watch this. 2 additional CS convoys to get supply moving back and forth to Wakanai, and from there they will flow down into Sapporo and Hakodate, where my other CS convoys can take them. I feel much more comfortable with these convoys operating here than I do about this one operating out here. Additionally, I am going to be deploying a destroyer and cruiser task force here to shield this place, and a couple ASW task forces here too as additional meat shields to protect these guys going from Toyohara to Wakanai. We got to get these resources flowing again. We can't sit on it anymore. Home Island's looking good. Kwangtung, Manchukuo is fine. Let's talk about some issues that I'm having in China now. So we'll start here, and I'm going to circle it for you. We had ground combat here last turn, and unfortunately did not go as well as I thought. We bombed the heck out of the place, but it didn't seem to help. This infantry regiment did not have enough power to dislodge these guys outright. There is a move indicator showing that they're moving back into this hex, which is good, but I need them all out of here. I need to dislodge them off this road, okay? And the reason being is that we're going to have some supply disruption at Sion, right? He's got units here and here, and units that basically blocked supply flowing up the road to Sion. So I do have other ways of getting supply in there, but they're cumbersome, and they could delay or even stop supply moving into Sion. And I've got operations going on further north that I need to deal with. So I got to get more troops in here to dislodge these guys off this road. It's a very important supply road. Additionally, he's blocking supply here too. He's moving these guys up to block the rail line there. This guy here is a non-factor at this time because I have a supply path that can flow this way, if you can see that. Okay. Look at all these pictures I'm drawing. All right. So we need more forces here to deal with that. These guys are moving to block the rail line here, and I'm moving to intercept. I'm also moving troops to deal with these guys here. I got to get all these guys off my rail lines. It's the most important thing. So that's the current issue that I've got. The bigger issue now is down here, and I'm going to call this a misplay on my part. I didn't think that he would do this, at least initially. So if you look at the hex sides, I currently have this 400 AV worth of Chinese troops bottled up right here, right? But he managed to get this unit into here, all right? And that is a problem for me because they're going to move in and go into this hex, and when they do that, it's going to open this hex side right here, and that will allow supply to flow in and these guys to leave. Right now they can't leave. Well, if he opens this hex side or this hex side, these troops could leave the area and then they can just go on a rampage all through here because I don't have a lot of forces to stop them. So this is a good play by Hellsen by getting this unit in here. All he's got to do is go into this hex, and then we're really in trouble. And then we've got 20,000 Chinese troops running amok in southern China without a lot of recourse from us. So I got to figure out what to do about this. If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear it because it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's by no means going to lose our campaign for us, but it's just a setback. There's a lot of troops now potentially free to roam down here. And I really don't want that to happen. Although I don't think I can stop it at this point. So that's this situation, which is not great. And good job for Hellsen for figuring that out. Okay. Let's take a look at Burma now. So we definitely had B-17s attack here, and they're going to continue to attack, I think, because there's nothing we have in the way to stop it. We do have all these troops here into Tungu. So what we're going to do is set this infantry regiment to deliberate attack to take it next turn. And following behind, I have the entire Imperial Guards Division coming up. And then from there, we need to decide how we want to approach the next steps here, because I am very worried about Magway. Again, as you can see, it's got 300 oil centers, and I'm not going to take it outright, but I'm afraid it's going to flip over on us just by driving by it to take like Tila and Mandalay and everything else. Okay, so I can't risk Magway being taken until I can properly deal with it. You know, get aircraft in there to protect it. So I may have to put my Burma offensive on a temporary pause until I figure out how to deal with Magway, because his B-17s are coming out of Calcutta, right? We saw the line. These B-17s are coming down here and hitting us. They hit Prome before, and they also previously hit Rangoon and did damage there. And you can bet if we take Magway here, these B-17s are going to strike there and blow up all the oil before I have a chance to use it. And I cannot afford that. The oil is critical to the long-term survivability of our war. And this is a major oil center that I cannot lose. So that's something I got to figure out. Is this our red line right now? Is this where we stop until I can have a better solution for this? It might be. Until I can get more aviation support up here and I can properly deal with this. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, so again, Singapore, same old thing. We're just getting ships in here, reconsolidating, resting our divisions. Here at Sinkawang, it was not such a good day. So he sent his Dorniers that are coming out of Surabaya, right? So he sent Dorniers on naval attack, and they went all the way up here, and they hit Sinkawang right here. It's quite a distance, right? But let's see how far it is. So Sinkawang to Surabaya is 16, and I guess that's within the extended range of a Dornier 24. And let's take a look at the damage that he caused. So, he hit this ship, which had troops aboard. It's a problem. He hit this ship, which is really a problem because I have an air flotilla on there, and it's already on fire. He also hit this ship. So what I'm doing is I've taken those ships and made them individual task forces. I'm going to unload everything off of them to hope to keep these fires from spreading. And then from there, they're going to move to Singapore. The rest of these guys here are not going to stick around. We are leaving or stop loading. We're going to get to Singapore and get to cover right now. before it's too late. I don't want to lose any more ships to this. And really unfortunate here. I had a 0 unit just sitting here, and I had them on training and rest because I had intended to move them out last turn, or this turn somewhere else. But if they had only been flying cap, guys, we could have shot down all those bombers. It's just bad timing. But now they're on 100 cap at 3,000 feet for a turn to give these ships a chance to unload and get the troops off so we don't lose them. Yeah, just bad timing. That's all I can say there. It was just bad timing. Okay. More bad news. Luzon's doing fine, status quo. But here at Malay, I had a bit of a setback, right? So we attacked here because I thought that these guys might be low on supply. But if you take a look, it did not go well. Let's take a look at the actual combat report here. Right here. We had 1-to-1 odds. The fortification was already 0. But you see here, there's no malice for supply. So they had plenty of supply still. And look at this lopsided thing. Now, most of these are just disablements, but it still takes power out of the unit. So we're down 50 AV because of this attack. Yeah, and we didn't do anything to him. So I think I need to switch gears here. I was talking to Desert Wolf about this, and he said, why are you even attacking here? Like, what are you trying to do? And I said, I want to kill these units. He goes, well, what's the rush? What he's saying is that there's no need to attack these guys right now. They all have a very finite amount of supply on Mindanao. It's not going to last. So what am I getting out of this? I'd like to free up this unit, but he said, you don't even need this unit to do that. I can use a Naval Guard unit and like an SNLF unit to just tie these guys down because they're not that great of troops. And then I get the Mountain Hex bonus. And there's nothing they can do. They will just starve eventually and die through attrition like those other units that we saw. And I can come back to this in 2, even 3 months later and just poke around and see how they're doing. But they're not going anywhere. They have nowhere to go. Okay? They could escape out of these hexes, I guess, but to where? They're not going to get rescued. They have no supply. They're just going to die. So I'm going to stop attacking with this division. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in some of these other units on the island that I don't really have much use for. I'm going to move them down and occupy this hex and just keep these guys pinned down here. Take this division, move it back up to Cagayan, and send it somewhere else because I don't need it here to do this job. I was in too big of a rush to kill these troops here at Malay, and it's not necessary. It's like a repeat of our Luzon strat, right? I'm not trying to kill these troops right now. I'm just letting them starve themselves by eating. I'm just bombing them a little bit, and I'm just letting them eat their own supply because they can't get any more in. So yeah, that's what we're going to do at Malay, and we'll get this division out, get it rested and reformed, and use it for other operations. Okay, we already talked about Calaca. Nothing much else happening out here in the Dutch East Indies. So, we did have a good attack here at Salamaua. Now I have units moving up towards Wow. And once we kill these guys, that is it. There's nowhere for them to retreat to. So once we go in, we will kill these units, and that is it. There'll be not a single other Australian troop on the map except on New Guinea, except for here. So this Port Moresby unit, I guess I had bad intel last turn. It's actually a lot more solvent than I thought it was. So they are alive, and they're heading back into Port Moresby, but that's quite all right. That unit is completely jacked up, and it's nothing but support troops. So they're absolutely no threat to me. I still don't need to leave a large garrison in Port Moresby, and I can just bomb these guys whenever I feel like it. I'm not worried about these. There's nowhere for them to go. I thought maybe he was moving them out by seaplane, but I misread the situation. We just didn't have good spotting on them. This is where that one unit died through attrition. I think it actually moved into a ball and just straight died. This one will probably do the same here very soon. And there we go. We'll end down here with Kido Butai. We did strike Newcastle. Again, last turn, you can see the amount of disabled industry there. We also hit Sydney, which is pretty heavily damaged. But I think we're going to go ahead and continue north at this point because I'm committed to moving out of here and finding another job, because being down here made me very, very nervous. And the more further north I go, the more I get back into my naval search umbrella from Noumea. And it makes me just feel better. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll move up this way, and we'll figure out what we're going to do after that. That's the turn. Let me know your thoughts on how it went. If you have any suggestions or comments or questions, you can hit me up on Discord, or you can just ask here. I'm happy to answer these questions as best I can, as long as it doesn't give away too much OPSEC. Anyway, that's all I got. I will catch you guys on the next one.